my God, you would not believe how bad the pollen is today. It is off the chain. I mean, my eyes are watering, throat's scratchy, just this sea of green stuff everywhere. So today, we're gonna make a table. Not just any table. I've been asked to make an outdoor table, a small table, but I've been asked to throttle it back, not put too much Kell into it. That is tough. That is asking a lot. What does that mean? Well, it's gonna have to be contemporary. I don't care what you say. I think what is meant by don't put too much Kell into it is that, well, I don't know what that means. I would imagine that that means just keep it simple. Yeah, like don't get mired down the minutia. So basically, make me a table, but don't make it yours. All right, so let's go outside to the scrapyard and see what I've got to make a table with. There's a name for this type of table. I can't think of what it's called. It's just a simple four-legged table that sits outdoors. Parsons table, right? All right, let me show you something pretty cool. This piece right here, which is going to be cut up into the legs, has been stored outside. I like storing my steel outside because it rains on it and it gets rusty and it looks cool. But what we have here is like where it's been dripping, the water's been dripping, and it's formed these kind of cool rust spots. So this is going to become my leopard spots. And yes, I am putting Kell into this table. When was the last time you heard of Heckingers? All right, you can see I got all four legs cut now, and I've tried to maintain this cool rusty drip pattern on the front surface of each one. I might have mentioned this before, but I get this steel at the scrapyard. Quite often it's in really good shape when I get it. In fact, too good a shape. Meaning it doesn't have any rust on or no dings or no blemishes. So you see when I'm trying to make funky artwork, I try to make it look, old, rustic. So quite often I'll buy this good looking steel and I bring it home and I throw it out in the woods and let it rain on it for a couple of months, thereby giving it a kind of cool, distressed look. I don't think anyone wants a table just made out of steel. So now that the legs are done, all we have left to do is make the top. But I'm thinking there's gonna have to be one more Kell twist to this. Nothing big. Maybe just some really subtle copper inlay. It just has to be something that says I made it. That's unique, different. I don't like it. Okay, so here's reason number one I don't throw anything out. I've got this big piece of steel. It's flat. It's about 3 feet by 2.5 feet, and I use it for a fountain base. Well, the fountain really didn't turn out that well, so I scrapped the whole idea. But I don't throw anything away. And the cool thing now about this old fountain is I just call it sculpture. And if anybody walks by it and goes, hey, that would make a cool fountain, I say, no, it wouldn't. So now we're going to cut up that old fountain base and use it for the top of the table. Recycling the recycled. Oh yeah, we're talking plasma cutter. Okay, here's the only downside to working with rusted metal. You have to have it grounded. You see, rust is nothing but just a layer of oxidation. Who cares, right? Rust just makes it hard to cut metal. Now we got to beat on it some. And that's something I'm good at. Tabletop. Okay, now so to make this work, there has to be a piece that goes in between each leg and kind of gives the table its body. Here's a piece I found in my scrap pile, and it's going to be perfect for going between the legs and under the top. And that sounded dirty. And I found all this stuff in my scrap pile. I love it when things come together. Is about a perfect fit. You know what? This is usually where I screw things up. Because if I try to push some artistic twist onto this table, it might push back. And in the process, end up looking like shit. A good artist knows when to stop. Okay, got some legs fabricated up. I'm getting ready to tack weld them. I call this bumping, where I'm tapping around all the pieces with that rubber hammer, getting them in just the exact place. Because when I fire up that welding gun, they're there forever and ever, amen. you are molecularly changing the structure of the steel. You're making two pieces of metal one. It's extremely hot, and it's insane. All right, fire in the hole. My arms are getting sunburned from the welding, so I've got to put on some long sleeves. Oh, man, that's not light. That is heavy. However, only one more critical test to make sure this table is worthy. The moment of truth. Oh, I'm so relieved. It works.